The 5 red lights go out and the green flag is in the air and we are racing here at Okayama. Down into corner number 1, a great start for that 72 car. She starts to pull away the pole sitter, Lotus Coughlin, to the lead out of turn number 2. And she will lead with a sizable gap, about 3 car lengths back to Shoko Makinahara. So this is the battle for the 9th position. Damon Vart from his 10th starting spot right up to the rear end now of Fabio Brizza as he makes an aggressive move to the inside. Does he have a nose? I believe he does. Headed down into the right-hander. Oh my goodness. And under braking, the 69 machine. Bluff Racing's Damon Vart on a flyer right now as he moves into the 9th spot. So this is a look a moment ago at what happened to William Tucker. He was running in the 5th spot when this happened. Well within a points paying position. Gets on the curb and just loses control of the car. Spins it around. Wow, and keeps it off the wall. That is impressive. But unfortunately, he actually stalled the car. And it relegated him to 11th position. But he is, he just made up a spot. He was in 12th and now he's in 11th. So hopefully he'll regain those spots soon enough. Here's another look. This is on board with William Tucker. He's been on a very good stretch recently. Only 2 DNFs the entire season. Both not of his own doing and just a little bit of a spin and keeps it out of the wall, which was arguably the most impressive part of that entire spin. And he continues on to fight for the points positions. Coming down the front stretch here, the 72 of Lotus Coughlin was just passed by the 7. And now look at Chris Brizza in frame now. He's actually made a sizable amount of position up. And here comes the 72 to the inside. Passes for the lead. And here comes the 77 of Chris Brizza looking to make something happen as well. Did he make contact with the rear end of the 7? We'll have to see. The 7 slots back into the first spot. But there's side-by-side now for the lead. Oh, there's still side-by-side down in the braking zone. And Chris Brizza will take it. How about that? Here's another look through all of that. Chris Brizza on board with him. Down in the braking zone here. The 7 just leaves the door open right for the 72. 72 doesn't get a good enough run out of the corner. And right here, do they make contact? Almost. Looked like the 77 actually stayed off the rear end of the 7, but then he goes to the outside. And now side by side, and he just gets a little bit of a better run and takes the lead. What a move. This was the battle for the 10th spot between Elk Grove and the 72 and the 8 winner last week. Sebastian Michele in the 8. They're headed down into the corner here. And this is headed into the braking zone at corner number 1. Michele out front. And they head down into the braking zone. And right here is where you're going to see the 8 start to hit the brakes. He's hitting his braking point. And he is going to make this corner clean. But you're going to see the 72 behind him, I believe, locks up the rears. And climbs right over the back end. Almost goes over one side. And they both go into the gravel trap. An unfortunate mishap there for the 72 machine. And unfortunately, that's not a mistake that you want to have here. Especially going down into a braking zone like that. That was a dangerous crash. But and unfortunately, that takes out our reigning winner. Trying to defend his win from Brands Hatch. And he is taken out early here. This is on board with Gaylord Elk Grove. Yeah. And I'm just wondering if he had a brake problem or something. Because that car sounded like it was fine under braking, and then all of a sudden it just snapped around on him. So we'll have to see what he says about that one after the fact. This is on board with the number 8 machine. The 72 looked like he was about to make it, but then the rears just came around on him. Very odd looking accident there. Gaylord Elkgrove and Sebastian McKelly bring out the first caution of the day. We'll be back after this. You're watching Okayama. Once again, Fabio Brizza getting hounded. This is for the 8th spot now. The number 1 machine of Fabio Brizza. To the inside goes Tomazaki. Not quite a move there yet. Yusuke Tomazaki been very fast these past couple of weeks. Looking to get another good points finish. Going to the outside now as he looks to the inside. Wow. And the 1 cuts that move off. To the inside once again looks Tomazaki. He's still looking for that 8th spot. Right on the rear end. Does he have a line in there? Yes, but the 1 closes the door. And Tomazaki cuts back to the inside. Weaving down into the braking zone. Will the 12 car pull something off? He does! And the second time that 1 car has been passed in that corner this race. And that's got a sting. Tomazaki to 8th. Let's see what this move looked like on board with Yusuke Tomazaki. Down into the braking zone. Right up behind the 1. Wow, and look at that. He waited about a second after that 1 started braking, and he pulled that move off to his credit. Very well done by Yusuke Tomazaki. Down into the hard braking zone. Oh, big crash! Wyman Melanovic with a huge impact into the outside wall, or the inside wall rather, and the caution will likely come back out for this. Take another look at what happened here. This is on board with Wyman Melanovic. Sideways, same spot that we saw William Tucker go off, but unfortunately the car whipped back the other way and he could not save that. And that was a big hit there for Wyman. Trace, oh, and this was this a lap before? No, this is live, so you're seeing it now. And that was the, I believe, 8th place car, Tommy Shell Jr., who had just gotten passed by Damon Vaught. And he is, I believe he's hit the 16 car. So this might cause a red flag now, because we obviously had the yellow flags in that sector, but I guess they were still racing. We'll have to take another look at what happened here. So once again, we're going to roll the first crash. So this is Wyman Melanovic, running in the 13th spot at the time of the crash. He'd been having a nice clean day. Just got a little bit on the curb. Caused the rear end of that car to sweep around on him. He actually caught it there for a second, but then just overcorrected. Gets into the grass, and at this point, you're as good as gone. And the car is completely sideways at this point. The car is not going to save itself. At this point, he still trying to drive out of it. And then locks the brakes up just a little bit too late and hard into the barriers. Up on 2 wheels. And comes to rest back on the pavement. And that was a big hit in and itself. And then we'll see here, this is on board with Damon Vaught. Oh, wow. So the 9 evidently either didn't see the caution lights, didn't get the radio from his crew. Something happened there. There was a miscommunication. He was still racing the 69 car, and they made contact. And that was an unfortunate accident there that probably should have been avoided. Take another look. This is on board with Tommy Shell. Likely hyper-fixated on the 69 machine. Pulls out. Probably right when he hears yellow flags, and then the 16 is right in his path. What an unfortunate set of circumstances there. We'll have to get an investigation in on why these two were still racing so hard after the yellow flags had been out for so long. Because you can see the 69 starts to slow down to caution speed, and so does the number 9 car, but it kind of catches him off guard, and then he pulls out and slams into the front end of the 16 car. and it causes him to go off of the track. Major damage to the front and rear end of the car, takes the rear wing off of the car, and both cars are now taken out of contention. Fabio Brizza being lined up once again. This is for the 9th spot. William Tucker now looking to recover into the points positions. He's already in 10th, but here he comes to the inside. Oh, locks up the brakes a little bit. Does he complete the move? Yes, he does. What a move there by William Tucker to slot himself into the 9th spot. Take another look. This is on board with William Tucker. He lines up the move, pulls out, and look at how far he sends it in there. Probably too deep. But he was going so fast that he actually made the pass stick. So props to him for that, but maybe don't do that pass too many times. That's probably what his crew's telling him. What a battle this is for the 4th spot with just 4 laps to go. Iraha Igarashi caught up to the back end of Maki Kitagawa. This is for the 4th spot, by the way. Not sure if I mentioned that already. Down into the braking zone. Igarashi pulls to the inside. Does she complete the move? Not quite. The 53 kind of cuts it off, but the 14 is there along the outside. Sort of lets it slide there. Now to the inside goes Igarashi. And she takes that 4th spot away in convincing fashion. This is it right here. It'll come down to it. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go as Shoka Makinahara desperately trying to get to the inside. Trying to regroup and get a win after the disappointing last couple of races. That number 77 machine. Chris Brizza looking for a 2nd win of the season. Very consistent season inside the top 6 in points. And here comes Makinahara, sends it in. Almost makes contact with the rear end of the 77. That's how desperate that 7 car is looking. She's looking for her first home win of the season. Oh, a little bit of contact there between the two. The marshals aren't going to like that one. To the inside goes Makinahara. She's been given a warning, but it is not turned down a spear whatsoever, as they very slowly make it through the next couple of corners. The 77 cuts off that move. Makinahara still within a car length of the 77. He slides a bit wide. This is going to be an opportunity. To the inside goes Makinahara. Sends it in there into the braking zone. Locks it up just a bit. Still a little bit of contact between these two. The 77 sends it in. Still in the lead. The 7 of Makinahara. Right there, though. Pulls to the inside. Thinks better of it. The 77 leads the lane open. Into the final corner for the final time today. And down the front stretch. Will the 7 get a run? Yes, she does. To the inside goes Makinahara. Will it be enough? Side by side. And I believe it's Chris Brizza. We're going to have to get another look at that. What a finish. Unbelievable. That's about the 3rd photo finish that we've had this year. What a race. And we are just now getting confirmation. Chris Brizza is your winner here at Okayama. Man, but what a close finish it was. To the inside went Shoka Makinahara. A massive run to the line. And look at how close that was between the two. Couldn't be more than a front wing between those two cars as they came across the line. We've been absolutely spoiled for close finishes this year. And there's another one to add to the list. Wow, look at that. About a front wing and half a 3/4 of a tire in front of the number 7 car. No sweat off the 77's back. Chris Brizza gets his 2nd win of the season in convincing fashion.